Do you have any other evidence you want to bring up? Because I'm very strongly leaning towards Mr. Hidden Hunter over here.
That was actually an order that was never delivered to the top.
I have made my
finally.
prosecution.
Oh shit!
Doobie Doobie over here is accused of taking an unlicensed shit in the handicap stall in the Taco Bell on 159.
We found an access badge that was lost. It was the only way to get into the Taco Bell.
Oh,
For
okay.
one.
What does that even mean?
It was unreadable because he was crying, so technically it might not be an Axis badge, Your Honor.
Kind of makes sense.
Wait, what happened?
If there's tears in his eyes, he can't read correctly, Your Honor.
We saw there was a gathering of police officers on the scene of the crime.
I still don't understand how this
Hey!
makes
hey.
this guy
Oh,
shit.
breaking news.
Breaking news.
I got news.
What is that?
Oh shit! Shit, dude, he's free.
Well, shit, he got a presidential pardon.
Well, shit, he's free.
Oh, he got a presidential pardon. He's not guilty.
Snoop Dogg cheated on
Snoop
their
Dogg.
boss.
Present your evidence, please.
Yes, of course. As you can see, the client is accused of cheating on their wife, Mr. Snoop Dogg himself. When the wife was at home, she heard a suspicious noise under the bed.
Oh, a suspicious noise.
Okay, yeah, so there was a suspicious noise under the bed, but that was actually just the midnight shriek, so it was probably just like a
Oh,
that you heard there.
That could be true. That could be
Oh.
true. Well,
That's a wrap.
how about we bring in the I don't know how to do this, but how do we bring in the witness here?
Bring in the witness.
Bring in the witness,
by-
please. Son, allow the
me
Lord.
in.
I'm trying. Stop hitting me. Witness,
Honor?
say what you saw, please, about the noise under the bed.
Your Honor, I am an expert, as you can say by name. I'm an expert in cheating, and
Oh.
I know when someone cheats because I was there, because I cheated with them.
Oh, it was a threesome.
Yes, Your Honor. It was a very
Oh,
steamy
now
hot
this
threesome.
this changes the story there, Mr. Sacred. How would you what?
Your Honor, I'm back.
Wait.
Yeah, he's got f***ing nothing. You got nothing. You got f***ing nothing. Nothing.
If you can't come up with anything in the next few seconds here, I'm gonna have to declare him as guilty here, Mr. Riggs.
Gesture prohibited by law. What?
What the f*** does that even mean?
Pointing to dangerous blinking. What the hell does that even mean, Mr. Simon? This was what?
By and pointing at it and wanting to join it too much.
Oh,
He was trying to
so
get involved
so
way too much.
Snoop Dogg was cheating, because he was trying to join the threesome.
Maybe.
Mr. Riggs, it's very clear here that Mr. Snoop Dogg is guilty. This is my verdict.
Yep.
Guilty.
Fucking-
Very little evidence. I'm certain of my judgment.
Dylan is accused of dating. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm gonna have a hard time defending this case.
You know what?
Your Honor.
Maybe-
Order in the court.
Your Honor.
How do you plead in this case? Obviously, you're his attorney. So, what do you have to say about this accusation?
On the basis of Dylan dating an Indian, we are pleading not guilty.
This figurine was found at the scene of the crime. It is a Indian action figure, and we presume it was given to him by his girlfriend.
What do you
But
have to
yeah.
say about this evidence brought forth?
What was the evidence again?
God damn it!
Well, Your Honor,
You're not
that was
doing it to them,
obviously a
Bailiff.
dark web purchase
Oh,
in a moment
well,
of sickness.
Your Honor, objection.
Wearing
Objection,
Indian.
objection.
Indian.
Objection.
What
That
is
that
your-
hood was an Indian hood, sir. So it still came from India.
Your
What's that
Honor,
again?
it
I
may have
said
came
that
from
hood
India, which
was an
means the
Indian
dark
hood.
web, but that does not mean he is
That-
dating
no,
said Indian.
That was an Indian hood. That's where they got the action figure from an Indian hood, which is
Your
where
Honor.
his girlfriend resides at that address at 1821 Indian Hood Drive.
We
Listen,
actually
I'm
have
going to-
live GPS tracking on his girlfriend, and it does not live in the Indian hood.
It does not live.
You just
It does
admitted
not
it.
live.
You just admitted that it is his girlfriend, the Indian.
I don't know, his girlfriend, not Indian girlfriend.
Is his girlfriend Indian?
Your Honor, I would like the witness to plead his case.
Oh, okay. What does the witness have to bring to the table?
Well, you know,
Isn't the
if
witness
he wasn't
going to-
sleeping right now,
Yeah, I was just on my way to work and I saw this man. He was walking with an Indian woman down the
An
street.
Indian woman. What do you have to say about this?
Your Honor, that was a surprise move. That was a surprise
Signed up for
move
piece of nut, lifting the
that
punch.
was
Or
made
to
up on
who?
a whim because that Indian was trying to sell him some car batteries.
Okay, so why are they walking together?
Pizza.
To go get car batteries. They were trying to sell him car batteries.
So a woman was trying to get him to get a car battery?
Yes.
An Indian woman?
Yes. Like I
I'm
said,
gonna-
it was a surprise move, Your Honor.
I'm gonna overrule that piece of evidence because that's bullshit.
Oh.
You need a
Yes.
better defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you,
I
Your
call
Honor.
my witness to the stand.
Walking to my job one day at the horrible
Oh, shit.
school that they have here. Well,
Uh-huh.
public
Listen,
school.
we're not here to talk about the horrible conditions that you live in. We're just here to ask you about the case.
Yeah, nobody cares.
I saw this man and he was like with 5 like white women, like none of them were Indian, but he was pimping him out.
So you saw this, the accused.
Yes,
With
the
5 white
accused
women?
man here. Yes.
You see, we have a new piece of evidence, Your Honor. A yellow
Evidence.
postcard sent with love that was for shut up, lost in time. This was a love postcard received by the defendant over there, Mr. Dillon, from his Indian girlfriend, from the Indian
Oh.
hood, the same hood where that action figure came from.
What does it? What did it say? What did it say?
It said, "I love you so much, Mr. Dillon," from Indian girlfriend.
From your Indian girl.
Oh, that's a pretty damning evidence.
Yes. Mhm.
That evidence was obviously fabricated because the pen was capless, which means the ink was dried up. There is no way that letter could have been made in the first place.
All right, I'm gonna throw away that piece of evidence then, since you provided the evidence needed. Okay, what do you have to say about this, Mr. Prosecutor?
Oh,
All right, what do you have to say about this? He's looking pretty innocent
You
right
didn't
now.
have to say shit.
Bailiff, calm the f down.
Man,
Did I let
the-
you speak?
these evidences are really bad.
Birdie.
These guys-
You guys want to know something though? I am
What?
guilty.
I told you, Your Honor. I was right all along.
Yeah, let.
Oh
Oh
God.
my god.
Oh God.
Okay, so I'd like to present this letter written by Mrs. Coover to her own son. She was stalking him prior to the murders.
All right. So the prosecutor has just. You know, how can one stalk someone if they have a flat tire? They can't go anywhere.
no.
My case for this round is how could they have gone anywhere if they had no transportation? Knowing full well they were not neighbors.
Okay, may I remind the court that this is her own child, meaning the child.
Bailiff, control yourself.
My bad.
Jesus Christ.
I haven't heard Patrick for a fat minute. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry.
Hey, the prosecutor confirm of what he just said that the mother was stalking the child through social media. Is this correct?
Yes, this is correct.
How could she have done that if she has a broken phone?
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh shit! You're cooked.
That is my case, Your Honor.
That's not your case. It's just an objection.
Right, my bad.
I would like to present the
Don't
fact
suck
that,
up to him.
first of all, the phone was not broken. It just had a cracked screen.
What?
Ooh.
Oh my God.
I would like to call up my witness, Your Honor. It is a known fact that this homeless man, prior to being homeless, worked at a tech store where they fixed phones. Sir Homeless Man, may I have you confirm or deny that the phone, whether cracked screen or not, was an operable condition?
Yes, well, he's telling the truth. I did work at Tech Incorporated, just actually down the street from where Mrs. Goober lived, and yes, the phone was in inoperable condition. It was a very cracked screen, but I tried it. She brought it to me. I couldn't even swipe. Inoperable. So in no way, shape, or form could she do anything on social media.
Clearly, he's being paid off. And as a matter of fact, I would like to bring out my witness, the homeless man's own mother. Am I correct in assuming that your son has been homeless for more than 10 years?
Yes, my son has sadly been homeless for actually 13 years of his life.
Now, how could he possibly be working at a tech store when he's been homeless for the past 13 years? I mean, if I may say, this story sounds a little bit like he just got paid off, Your Honor.
Conviction. According to a recent hospital, they have some medical files on this granny. All right, this
Mhm.
granny has been diagnosed with severe Alzheimer's. She can't even remember where she took her last shit. So how are we supposed to believe that he has been homeless for exactly 13 years or anything that leaves her mouth?
I can present something that will determine for sure that this woman did in fact kill her own son.
Okay, but you may continue, but we will dismiss all evidence associated with the grandmother in the homeless situation because he didn't improve.
That's fine. When the defendant was, quote unquote, getting her phone fixed by the supposed homeless man that worked at a store, we actually extracted the SIM card from her phone.
Mr. Homeless Man, can you confirm or deny that this SIM card belonged to the mother's phone? Seeing as how you were the one to extract the SIM card, working at the technology shop.
Yeah, well, you know, we extract many we did extract many SIM cards every day working at Tech Incorporated. And it's really hard to tell actually where they come from. But I do believe that the SIM card that Mr. Sacred has presented today is not the SIM card from Mrs. Goober's phone.
I want final arguments. No more evidence. You're up first, prosecution.
Okay. Well, as you may know, there's a reason why they changed the SIM card to one that wouldn't make them look guilty. You see, they changed it to an unknown SIM card. For what reason? I don't know. But they clearly did that very quickly. As to not arouse suspicion.
The mother was not stalking the child because she did not have a phone nor a motor vehicle to perform said stalking. So that has been completely denied.
Bullshit!
I agree with the prosecution. You're doing a real bad job here, Sammy.
What do you mean? That's literally my entire. That's all of my evidence points to that. What do you mean, Your Honor? All of the evidence I presented literally 5 minutes ago. You were agreeing with me. What do you mean?
And you refuted all of it.
This is why you're a failed doctor, my guy. You didn't present anything showing that I did it.
What? This is slander against the judge. He's guilty.
Yeah.
Brother, I have never seen a more judge in my life.
Your Honor, I have an invitation card from the barbershop given to Mr. Ninja over here, inviting him to get a low taper fade. He accepted that promo.
Deal, a sponsorship?
It was a mixer deal.
Ninja accused of having low
Oh
taper
shit.
rate.
Oh, we got a photo right there.
There's a photo right there of him. Right there. I win.
We will not take that into evidence. That's
Yeah.
CNN. They don't know.
That fake news, dude.
Oh,
Fake news.
Fake news.
Okay.
Wait, you shouldn't be saying
I mean, real news. Real news.
What way was this invitation sent? It was never clarified.
I request my witness, please.
Oh, what,
Male
you can
woman.
do that?
Hello, Miss Male Woman. Just one quick question for you. Two quick questions. One, why does your voice sound like that?
What?
Do you recall delivering a invitation from a barbershop to Tyler Ninja Blevins himself to get a low taper fade?
Oh yeah, see my son, yeah, he like the low tip of fade ninja, and I say I have mail for him, and I deliver to Ninja himself. Yes,
Miss Mailwoman, I'm gonna need you to speak right.
It was only a physical copy of an invitation. There was no electronic invitation that was sent to my client. It was just purely a physical letter.
See, me no know internet, but see, physical.
There was a shady mail swap.
Oh,
that's pretty good.
There has been lots of reports in the neighborhood that he's been living in that mail's getting mixed up. Or that's another unrelated case that I'm told. This invitation, I don't truly think it was meant for my client. There's been a lot of mail swaps that are happening, and I don't think this was meant for him, and it just happened to be in his box.
Your Honor, I would like to provide some new evidence. Your Honor, I have just received word that we have an encrypted USB key sent directly to Mr. Blevins.
Common
Objection.
courtesy.
I asked the prosecution, and they said it was only a physical invitation.
You asked the
Now this
mail
just
woman who
happens-
only works with
No,
physical
I asked the
mail.
prosecution, and then now this USB just happened to send.
You did not
can
ask me.
only ask the mail
You did not ask me, you asked the mail woman.
when you're cross-examined.
That encrypted
Yeah.
USB key contains a digital invitation to Mr. Blevins himself that he accepted
Well, let's-
via email, via Gmail.
Send it. How do you plead?
I would like to ask, why is the defendant wearing a helmet? I mean, we could see if he has a low taper fade if we just remove the helmet, sir.
That is
I don't
true.
know how to
Why
remove
did
that.
you dress him up for court like
Yeah,
this?
why would you dress him like that? Are you trying to hide that he has a low taper fade?
You know, Your Honor, the bailiff sent him to me like that, so that's a question for your bailiff.
Is the bailiff in on it?
I don't know what he's talking about.
All right, I trust my bailiff.
Oh, breaking news.
Oh!
Nice.
I don't trust my bailiff anymore.
Clearly, you paid the bailiff off.
I
Clearly, you paid him off. Your Honor, I am presenting a plane ticket which was given to the bailiff by Mr. Duncan D-Man, clearly showing that he paid him off to dress him wearing that helmet to not show that he's clearly having a low taper fade, and clearly that the bailiff is trying to shut Mr. Attorney over there so he doesn't get him talking about it. Why would we fly somebody all the way out from California? Why not just get a local bailiff?
That's true. Why did you fly this man into my courtroom?
Clearly, you did it because he had that helmet to hide the low taper fade.
They're saying that I bought an expensive plane ticket to quote unquote bribe the bailiff to put this obscure metal hat on my client. I am incredibly sick, and I am flooding in medical bills. I don't have the money to buy an expensive fancy plane ticket. I'm terminally ill. I need lots of advanced treatment, and it's incredibly expensive.
Yes, my friending has very bad anal cavity, so he needs to spend.
Your Honor, I have evidence to object against this. I have no questions to ask this doctor here, but I do have evidence that proves the attorney's story false about him not being wealthy.
What evidence is that?
Well, I have a treasure map here, clearly, that leads him to a giant stash of treasure. So clearly he has an abundance of wealth to pay for one, his medical bills, and that expensive fancy plane ticket.
I admit I did find that treasure map. It didn't lead me to some great treasure. I followed it out of pure desperation. I'm swimming in debt. I can't pay anything.
Where did it lead to?
You know what, Your Honor? It led to a crushed can and a damaged whistle. There was nothing in that treasure map. There was absolutely nothing.
Oh, breaking news.
Oh, breaking news.
Check the bailiff's nope. Oh my god, what is that?
He's reading my testimony! He's in the stream! He's reading my testimony!
Bailiff, what is in your notebook?
He's in the stream! He's stream sniping!
I have evidence from the bailiff, his sketchbook. From everything that he was told to write, to say, to do before he got here. My final argument is that, well, clearly the attorney has paid off the bailiff to, one, fly all the way out here, so clearly he has some sort of relationship with this bailiff, and clearly had him dress up wearing that helmet to hide that he clearly has a low taper fade. And the indisputable evidence of the invitation card and the encrypted USB stick clearly just proves that he was well aware of the situation.
So, on the account of these invitations, both physical and electronic, being sent to my client, while yes, they may have been sent, but due to the shady mail swaps and the power outage, my client never opened or truly received these invitations to get a low taper fade. And on the account of me knowing the bailiff and paying him off with an expensive plane ticket, my doctor clearly proved that I am swimming in debt. And that I did find a treasure map, but it only led me to just a damaged whistle and a trash can. I'm continuing to swim in debt, and the bailiff sent me my client like this. I have no idea why he has.
I'd like to take a look in your sketchbook.
No.
I provided sketchbook evidence, you have to show it. I provided sketchbook evidence.
Read one line for the courtroom right now.
Which out of the 5 lines?
I want you to read the 4th one.
I don't know if I can do that.
I've heard enough. I have my decision. In the evidence in the case, the state versus Ninja in the charge of having a low taper fade, I rule that the defendant is guilty.
Yes!
The defendant did not give sufficient evidence. The fact is, the whistle and the can could have been made of gold. He did not say what it was made of.
Oh my god.
As you know, the famous Double Towers was mysteriously attacked yesterday on September 2nd. The reason we have brought Mr. Bend over before you today, Your Honor, is because we have security cam footage of him on the lower floors setting up said devices at core pillars of the foundation for the buildings.
Were the buildings destroyed?
Yes, yes. At the end of the Double Towers incident, the buildings were actually successfully destroyed.
Well, then how would we recover that security footage?
The security footage is all held from a second-hand building across the street.
How can you have footage when as we all know, the night of the towers, there was a massive black cloud.
Okay, I would like to call my witness. This homeless man was found stationed right outside of the building. However, he had straight access or visual access through the windows to where that bend over was laying the explosive devices on the beams. Homeless man, can you confirm or deny that the black clouds were indeed enough to cloud the footage, or was it just a light haze within the building?
I was able to see pretty good. I don't think it was that bad. I could see like.
Objection. I'd like to cross-examine the.
Oh, sorry, we have some new news.
Again.
What is the
Oh. It's no more.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That sucks. Sorry, man.
Okay, I would like to present some evidence that this man here is being paid off. As you can see by this post-it.
Shit!
It is signed by the prosecutor, giving him clear instructions to lie in the court.
Well,
That's
I
not
have some
true, Your
evidence
Honor.
actually on
Fake
my
news.
fellow attorney over here. I found within the quarters of his office this morning an empty wine bottle. Sir, are you drunk right now? I found it just this morning. Brother, why are you drinking at 8:43?
Why-
Did you
wait.
find it?
Uh,
Did you find it?
I found it
Once,
within-
shut everyone
Sorry,
shut your
I'm
mouth.
sorry.
Prosecutor, why were you in his office before the court hearing?
Yeah, exactly.
See, indeed, I was not in his office. Just as we know, this courtroom has various windows into the offices. So
Oh,
does
so you were
mine.
looking
Mine
into
has a
his
giant
you were looking
window
into his
into the
office
street.
before the court hearing.
Say again?
I could have you arrested for that, you know.
Your Honor,
I
that is
wasn't-
my fault. I needed a pen to write with.
And you gave him the evidence of the wine bottle.
No, I needed a pen
Then how does he know about the wine bottle?
because I told him.
Oh, so did he? Oh, can you arrest the journalist, please? Fake news, CNN.
Your Honor, I restate my statement, please. I do not see anything, I swear.
Okay, you can unhandcuff him. I believe him. Still, how did you find out about the wine bottle, though? I just need to know, you know,
Mhm.
for legal
As
purposes.
I said before everyone started ignoring me,
We
I
all
said
heard
I
you.
walked by the offices this morning, which all have, just like the building that fell, massive gaping windows, and looking just from the street where everyone can see, there was an empty wine bottle spilling all over his desk.
Clearly, he's attacking you and not Napoleon or Bend over.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
He's
bent
attacking
over-
me. What do you mean?
Even if there was a wine bottle in my office, which there was no such thing. I mean,
Ooh.
are you saying that I drank that before I went in here? I mean, I could have drank wine
he does seem very sober.
months ago.
He does seem
Yeah.
very sober. He's not slurring his words. He's making good sentences.
Well, I will bring you back to the latest article by JJD Times.
Okay, I'm looking.
Famous attorney Sigurd is known to make up evidence. Sir, even if that wine bottle was weeks old, and first of all,
Objection! I would like to
if
present.
Order. The prosecutor speaking.
if
Alright.
let's say that wine bottle was indeed not fresh and was indeed weeks old, could we say that he is a messy individual? He's not organized. So how would we say that he's not organized within
Objection.
his
Relevance.
within his defense? How could we also then say that he is also making up shit as he goes? Some would say.
That was breaking news, sir.
I
doesn't
read it
finish
myself.
You
I read.
can't
I
do that.
I trust
Oh, you
JJD
read my
Times
article? You
very.
did it?
Oh, I love your articles, good
Aw,
sir.
thanks,
I'm
thanks.
very
Objection.
very honored to have you here.
I would like to question the credibility of.
Actually, would you like to go on a date after this?
I'd be
We have
Wait, was
another
your guy the
piece
homeless
of
guy?
evidence
Yeah.
that we were able to
You're not
trace
homeless anymore,
back
though.
using footprints and DNA remnants that were left behind. We found a shoe at the site of the
Ooh.
debris of the building. We were able to trace it back to Bendover's foot, size 10 and a half.
I would like to bring over my witness. He was there the night of, and he saw Bendover not at the scene, and he was wearing a different pair of shoes from the presented evidence. Please, Mrs. What the fuck are you? Okay, Mr. Movie Producer. Was Bendover at the studio with you, producing a brand new hit movie at the time of the incident? Yes or no?
Yes, he was. He was.
And was it
Oh.
the new Napoleon movie?
Yeah,
And
clearly
so
right
what was
there.
the Movie producer, what size does my client wear? He wears, what was it again? 14 and a half. Is that correct?
Are we making shit up? What is happening?
Clearly, the news article is proving to be correct right now.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
This witness is absolute atrocious at his job.
JJ.
Do you have any other evidence you want to bring up? Because I'm very strongly leaning towards Mr. Hidden Hunter over here.
That was actually an order that was never delivered to the top.
Wait, what was never delivered? The shoe or the... What order was never delivered?
Mr. Bendover here sent a gift. There were a pair of shoes, his old shoes, to his niece, which worked all the way in the top floor of the building.
But how does that go against him having evidence that the shoe he found traces back to Mr. Bendover?
Oh, it's his old shoe. It's obvious that he would have his footprint.
But why would it be there at the scene of the crime?
We have security cam footage that was leaked back to him. We have a lost shoe that was traced back to him specifically using DNA and footprints. Your Honor, I simply do not see how the evidence does not point to Mr. Bendover here being the assaultant. I simply do not see how we can see otherwise.
Like I said, and you clearly overlooked this, but he was giving the shoe that he owned to his niece that worked in the towers. And through that mail, he was obviously the last person who wore them because those were his old shoes.
Please, Your Honor, I beg of you to bring this court to a close.
I'm about to, if this man doesn't come up with something.
You see, the reason why those specific shoes were on the scene with his footprints is because it was opened.
Okay.
What is happening?
Okay, but legitimately, how do you guys not know what a footprint is? It's literally just the sole of a shoe.
Dog,
not
the case is closed.
not someoed. Someone's actual
Case is
feet.
closed. Case is
That's not
closed.
how it works.
Case is closed. Back it up, buddy.